Part 15, 2 and 2. 29. In the physical world, there is a law of compensation, which is that the appearance of a given amount of energy anywhere means the disappearance of the same amount somewhere else. And so we find that we can get only what we give. If we pledge ourselves to a certain action, we must be prepared to assume the responsibility for the development of that action. The subconscious mind cannot reason. It takes us at our word. And we have asked for something. We are now to receive it. We have made our bed. We are now to lie in it. The die has been cast. The threads will carry out the pattern we have made. 30. For this reason, insight must be exercised so that the thought which we entertain contains no mental, moral, or physical germ which we do not wish objectified in our lives. 31. Insight is a faculty of the mind whereby we are enabled to examine facts and conditions at long range, a kind of human telescope. It enables us to understand the difficulties as well as the possibilities in any undertaking. 32. Insight enables us to be prepared for the obstacles which we shall meet. We can therefore overcome them before they have any opportunity of causing difficulty. 33. Insight enables us to plan to advantage and turn our thought and attention in the right direction instead of into channels which can yield no possible return. 34. Insight is therefore absolutely essential for the development of any great achievement, but with it we may enter, explore, and possess any mental field. 35. Insight is a product of the world within and is developed in the silence by concentration. 36. For your exercise this week, concentrate on insight. Take your accustomed position and focus the thought on the fact that to have a knowledge of the creative power of thought does not mean to possess the art of thinking. Let the thought dwell on the fact that knowledge does not apply itself, that our actions are not governed by knowledge but by custom, precedent, and habit, that the only way we can get ourselves to apply knowledge is by a determined conscious effort. Call to mind the fact that knowledge unused passes from the mind, that the value of the information is in the application of the principle. Continue this line of thought until you gain sufficient insight to formulate a definite program for applying this principle to your own particular problem. Here go another quote. Think truly, and thy thoughts shall the world's famine feed, and speak truly, and each word of thine shall be a fruitful seed. Live truly, and thy life shall be a great and noble creed. Horatio Bonar. Part 15, study questions with answers. 141. What determines the degree of harmony which we attain? Our ability to appropriate what we require for our growth from each experience. 142. What do difficulties and obstacles indicate that they are necessary for our wisdom and spiritual growth? 143. How may these difficulties be avoided? By a conscious understanding of and cooperation with natural laws. 144. What is the principle by which thought manifests itself in form? The law of attraction. 145. How is the necessary material secured by which the growth, development, and maturity of the idea take form? The law of love, which is the creative principle of the universe, imparts vitality to the thought, and the law of attraction brings the necessary substance by the law of growth. 146. How are desirable conditions secured? By entertaining desirable thoughts only. 147. How are undesirable conditions brought about? By thinking, discussing, and visualizing conditions of lack, limitation, disease, and harmony and discord of every kind. This mental photography of erroneous conceptions is taken up by the subconscious, and the law of attraction will inevitably crystallize it into objective form. That we reap what we sow is scientifically exact. 148. How can we overcome every kind of fear, lack, limitation, poverty, and discord? By substituting principle for error. 149. How may we recognize principle? By a conscious realization of the fact that truth invariably destroys error. We do not have to laboriously shovel the darkness out. All that is necessary is to turn on the light. The same principle applies to every form of negative thought. 150. What is the value of insight? It enables us to understand the value of making application of the knowledge which we gain. Many seem to think that knowledge will automatically apply itself, which is by no means true. To every man there openeth a way, and the high soul climbs the highway, and the low soul gropes low. And in between, on the misty flats, the rest drift to and fro. But to every man there openeth a highway, and the low, and every man decideth the way his soul shall go.